I'm Kaylin, and I'm co-founder of the Golden Flow system of accelerated well-being and abundance, so you can call me your abundance coach. This is Oberon, who joins me in all of my videos, and his buddy Olaf, and they're here today because they were talking to me about this situation. What happened is, my daughter's school is a fairly new school. They've only been open this is their second year, and they've had a lot of turnover with the teachers. So, although my daughter had had a great teacher and the year was going super well, after Christmas we came back and the day before school we got an email saying that her teacher was now gone. She had been switched to another classroom and now my daughter's classroom had no teacher. Needless to say, my husband and I were very unhappy about it, as were a lot of the other parents. So certainly we wrote the principal back and said, hey, this isn't good. Why would you take the teacher out of our daughter's class and put her in another classroom and disrupt two classrooms since the other teacher had left? Like, why upset two classrooms? So we were pretty unhappy, and the principal wrote everyone back and said that she was going to have a meeting for those of us parents who were concerned and wanted to come and talk to her. Part of me didn't want to go. Olaf, like, what's the point? She already yanked the teacher out. The teacher was already teaching in another room, so what was she going to change? I knew very well that the principal wasn't going to change her mind. All she was going to do is try to assuage us, try to, calm us down and try to make us happy as much as she could. So what could I possibly do? Nevertheless, I did go. My husband and I, we both went. And what we did is we expressed ourselves. One of the things I said is, oh, come on. As a parent who cares, I can't be happy with this situation. I don't care what the reason is. If you change and disrupt my daughter's classroom, I'm not going to be happy. And needless to say, it didn't do anything on the surface. In other words, it certainly didn't change the situation. Olaf and Oberon here, they definitely heard me come home and go, well, we knew that wouldn't change things. We knew that they would bring back her wonderful teacher. So nothing changed in the classroom. However, I did something, as did my husband, that was really important. We put our daughter first. And when you want to be able to attract effortlessly and have law of attraction bring you the things that you prefer in your life, you have to be in the flow. And of course, since I'm co-founder of the Golden Flow, you have to be in the Golden Flow because that's my 3-step system to getting you in the flow. Now, I want to point out that in a circumstance like this, it didn't change the outcome because the teacher situation didn't change. They now have a new teacher in my daughter's class, and hopefully because so many of us were so vocal, hopefully they really made sure to get a good teacher. And so far, it sounds like they found a good replacement. Not quite as good as the teacher my daughter had, but life isn't perfect. So in this case, even though we're working on attracting effortlessly, the situation didn't change. But that was on the surface. At a deeper level, a lot of things are going on and are happening. And what I mean by that is that we put ourselves first because the most important thing to me is that I do everything I can to make sure that my daughter is raised in the happiest, healthiest way so that her future is as bright for her as it can be. That she really has the opportunities to go to school, get well educated, as well as going to other arts and clubs and other things to really help her be a very happy, well-rounded person. Well, a big part of being a happy and well-rounded person is knowing how to express yourself and how to put yourself first. No, not your ego self, not like the parts of you that might want to indulge. Not that. That's not necessarily the authentic part of yourself. But putting your authentic self first. Because by going and talking with her principal, even though it didn't change the circumstance, it is helping my effortless attraction in really showing my daughter how to be a very well-rounded, happy person who knows how to put herself first, who knows how to express herself. Indirectly, I know that this taught her the importance of speaking up for yourself, the importance of making sure that her whole classroom experience, her education wasn't interrupted and that it was as smooth of a transition, given that it was interrupted, as it could be. See, when you put yourself first, you're in your own authenticity. You are activating energies, or if you want to call it picking energies and using energies of self-love, of self-appreciation, honoring yourself. And with all of these, law of attraction then is going to bring you things that match those energies. There's really no good way to teach that, especially to a child. But when you get to do it through an experience that allows you to then start to attract effortlessly a teaching moment, well, that becomes pretty priceless. So even though I'm really not happy with the whole teacher change, which never changed, she just lost her teacher and fortunately got a new one, I am really thrilled that my daughter is getting an example of what it means to put yourself first and to take care of your child even. The truth is, not everyone understands how to put themselves first. And, Olaf is saying, Kaylin, make sure you tell them that it can be rather confusing. For example, I have a girlfriend who is just getting separated. Is she putting herself first, or is she being indulgent? How do you tell the difference? Well, my girlfriend's putting herself first, but it's a really good question. It can be really hard to tell. Sometimes the answer is black and white. Sometimes we live in all sorts of shades of gray. One great way to know the difference is to use the golden flow. Use your 3 flowing steps, because that helps you get a good sense of what's in the flow for you and what's out of the flow for you. What does that mean? That means that when you're in the flow, you're in your now moment, in your authenticity. These are places that your source energy, or your God if you like, the universe, life, whatever you want to call it, can connect with you and help you bring wonderful things into your life. This is a place where you're in the now moment and you're in a flow such that law of attraction can then come along and bring you things that match that higher vibrating energy. The now moment, being in the flow, naturally vibrates so much higher. It's so much crisper and just better all around for you in your effortless attraction. So get into the flow. I talk about the 3 steps in several other videos, so I won't go into it here. But you can also go below and either post questions, comments, or find the hyperlink to my website or to other videos, because I certainly talk about the 3 very easy steps. They're actually kind of fun, they leave you feeling better, and they're going to leave you in a really great place of clarity so that you know what is putting yourself first and what's not for those times when it's not real clear. Because again, when you put yourself first, law of attraction can't help but put you first. You're in the flow, you attract effortlessly, and law of attraction seems like it's your best friend. So that even when you have circumstances where going and talking with the principal didn't do a thing, there was still that disruption, you find something else that's a gift in the situation. You find something else that's going on. For example, my story. I'm really happy that I had that opportunity indirectly to directly teach my daughter by example, so that it shifts her, it shifts how she sees everything, and it helps her learn to put herself first. I'm Kaylin again, and I hope that you can do a great job of putting yourself first as well, so that you can have your effortless attraction. Be you, be authentic, and be unlimited in your golden flow.